Good morning and welcome to part 2 of stage 3 of the big plan to connect this path here up to my shed. Now if you're not familiar with the plan, I'll put a link to part 1 up in the top corner there, and if you're thinking how you're only on stage 3 yet you've already finished the path, don't worry, I'm confused as well, but basically plan for today is to deal with this laurel here. Now I did start it last week and you can see that I cut half of the laurel down here and I'm hoping to carry on. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it all done, but basically we've got this massive overgrown laurel here, and they really are massive here, and I want to try and fell them without landing them on my shed, on my greenhouse, on the camera, or on me. So I'm going to rely heavily on some ropes this time because I'm thinking they are leaning that way a bit more, but yeah, let's get the chainsaw and see what we can do. Right, well that one didn't quite go where I was planning. So when I tied it up, I accidentally tied in a branch off of the other one there. So it was coming over this way, it was going the right way, and then it caught on that branch and it pulled it round. So yeah, I wanted it up here really, but it hasn't gone over the fence, it hasn't done any damage, so that's the main thing. So it's not too much of a problem, it's just I'll have to be more careful of that in future, make sure I'm only tying the one branch, not multiple. Right, well that's the last of the first clump down. So before I go on to the second clump, I think this is a good stage for me to have a break and sharpen my chainsaw as well, because I'm very aware that's getting blunt. So yeah, I'll pick this up in a bit. Right, well I feel re-energized, the chainsaw's nice and sharp, so let's get some more down. Right, well we're starting to get to a little bit of a tight section now. I'll quickly show you what's going on down there. Now this large laurel stump here, it is a little bit tall and I do want to cut that down further, but at the same time I'm looking at it and I'm not actually sure if I want to keep it, because the line of laurels is more over here and that's a little bit too far off to one side. So I'm thinking if I do try and dig it out, I need something big, so I'm going to leave that tall for now. Obviously if I can't dig it out, then I'll cut that down lower in the future. But for now, I'm working my way through here. Now, I've got lots of small laurels growing at the front there. They're all seedlings, so I can dig those up and transplant those into where I'm standing. And I can make sure that that's back off that fence line. So I've actually got a clematis growing along the fence line there. And I'd much rather clematis rather than the laurel. But the laurel's here, so I don't want to get rid of it completely. So I'm looking at this clump here, and I'm thinking I'm going to take that right back. Now you can see here, I did cut that branch before. But all the shoots died. That's basically because it was so shaded out by the rest of the laurel that they just didn't have enough light. So hopefully by cutting that again, that'll spur it back into growth again. But yeah, everything's crossing. I don't know if those two are grafted together or not, so that could be causing problems. Fortunately that's quite a short one. But yeah, the other thing is this one over here, you can see at some stage they cut that. I think that was probably the electricity board. It has all sprouted out. It'd be nice to just sort of leave that, but I'm thinking again, if I cut that down, that'll allow more light into here and I'll get more sprouts from the base, so it'll end up as a thicker hedge quicker. But yeah, so it's trying to work out which one to take out next. I'm thinking if I take that one out, then I've got space to get to this one, and then I've got these protecting it from going that way. So yeah, shall I set you up down here so you get a bit of a closer look at what I'm doing? Yeah, let's go for it. Worst that can happen is I flatten the camera. Oh dear, right, well I really am starting to struggle now. I'm looking at this and thinking, I've got to clear that lot, I really should be stopping. But I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, there's only really 4 big ones left. If I can get those down, then that would be good. So yeah, I'm thinking I'll try and push on. Oh dear, that piece did not want to go, and the wind is really picking up now. But yeah, I managed to get it down. It is currently on the fence, but there's nothing important down there, so even if the fence gave way, it's not going to do any damage. But yeah, I'm going to have a quick break. Hopefully this wind will die down in a minute, and then I can finish tidying up. God, yeah, I am absolutely knackered. Almost there though. Well, I think the wind is getting worse, and now it's trying to rain, which isn't pleasant, but I'm going to give it a final push to try and tidy up everything that I've cut, and then get rid of that lot as well. So let's see how I do. Right, well that's pretty much everything shredded. The odd little bits I'll put through my electric one later. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm up to tidying up today because I am absolutely knackered. I will try and sort that pile of wood chip out because it'd be good to spread that out now while it's still fresh. But yeah, as for this lot, I'll tidy it up at some point. If I get it done before I finish editing this video, I will put it at the end of this video. But yeah, I mean, all that laurel is down. I know there's another big one down at the far end, but at the moment I'm going to leave that. I might leave that till next year now. Same as the sycamore there. It doesn't look entirely healthy, but I don't want to take that out just yet because obviously this was quite a windbreak. So I've got the holly, I've got the beech tree there. There's the pine trees over there. So in theory, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but I don't want too much of a change in one go. But that's allowing the light through to this area, so that can get used to the extra light, the extra wind, and then at a later date I can carry on further down the hill. But yeah, obviously I don't know what I'm going to do with all the logs. I do still need to tidy them up further, but for now that can all stay like this, and I shall see you later. Right, well it's about a week later and I've finished tidying up for now. I'm not sure how well you can see because obviously the low sun, but I've cleared as much of the leaves as I need to from here. I mean, obviously it's a woodland, a few on the floors, not too much of a problem, but that's nice and clear. The walkway to the shed, that's actually finished now, so that's kind of this project finished. However, talking about projects, obviously I've still got to deal with all this lot. Now I have started going through them. Some of the curly ones I've actually been using as path edging. I've actually continued that path on down and around to that gate there. Now I will be working on that. I haven't been recording it, I've just been doing it as and when, and obviously I'll continue that all the way down to the next gate as well. I might record it, I might not, we'll see how it goes, but for now curly logs are going over there. However, I've got a couple of really nice big straight ones in there, and I've had a thought about that because I'm thinking, if you remember a previous video I said about building a rain shelter up there, and yeah, it'd be absolutely fantastic if I can get it out of the free timber rather than having to buy something. But yeah, walking around here, obviously I've leveled all the wood chip out, so I've got nice clear access around the side of the shed here. I can get out of the gutters without falling. But if we follow it down here, I'll show you the hedge, which is obviously the main part of this video. There we go. So the hedge here, as you can see, I filled in that section there slightly, and I filled in that section there. So these were all the seedlings that I've taken from the front of the hedge. So there's now a big clear access from the hedge to the fence line there, so my clematis along the fence will be thriving now, and it also means when I come to cut the hedge in the future I've got a nice clear walkway. Obviously I've still got to dig that tree stump out there, that's going to be a challenge, but yeah, I'm hoping to carry on with the hedge going down. Obviously at some stage this big one's going to have to go, but like I say, I am a little bit concerned about the wind. I don't want to take all the wind protection away, so that might not be till next year. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a like. Like I say, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on anything I'm doing. But for now, I shall see you later.